Good evening, VV Nation, and welcome to the channel. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here, glad to have you here. And it's the beginning of the week. Yes, I know we were closed yesterday. So, Tuesday, today, we're going to do what we normally do on Monday, which is our top weekly picks for the week. So, I do it for both the US market and for the Canadian market. Now, it's interesting in that the special presentation this week was all about protecting profits due to all of our indicators. Well, the market decided that it wanted to rebound today and go up nice. But keep in mind that the presentation was strictly based upon what the market was showing us. And you know something? If you were defensive and the market moves up, guess what? It didn't cost you anything to be defensive on the stocks that you own. So, with that being said, the market's going up nicely today. More stocks going up than going down. 70% of the stocks in our database are going up compared to 30% going down. What do? Well, the best thing I would love for you to do is to keep on top of some of the best stocks in the database. I want to keep it simple. Now, even with that being said, the primary wave of the market is still down. All right, that means we're not higher on a week over week basis on the VectorVest composite. You want to get that data and that information and that guidance that we give every night in the database. We're running a special on taking advantage of the software. Go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. 99 cents gets you 30 days access to the VectorVest software. And guess what? You get that daily guidance every day about what's going on with our VectorVest composite, which tracks over 9,500 stocks. With that being said, let's get right into the software, and I want to take a look at what's going on in the market. We can see that the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the IWM or Russell 2000 are all on the move today. They all have open candles. The Dow is coming up on this now prior level of support, trying to break through the level of resistance above the 8 exponential moving average right now. The S&P 500 above the 8 exponential moving average, bounced nicely off this level of support. The Qs bouncing off support almost at a new 3-month high, open candle above the 8 exponential moving average. And of course, the IWM nicely above the 8 exponential moving average. Markets look like they want to come back and turn back up. So again, even though you were being defensive over the weekend, right now the market is showing signs that it wants to move back up. Just be careful. We have an indicator that looks at when the market's looking for a top. Again, you want that information, take advantage of a 99-cent trial. With all of this being said, I'm going to be more bullish for the week again, and I'm going to go to the Unisearch tool. There's specifically a search that I've created for the top weekly picks. What I'm looking for is the percentage price change of the day to be greater than 2%. I want to make sure I'm buying into stocks that are moving up. Relative value at 1.1, which means these stocks have good upside potential as compared to a AAA corporate bond. Relative safety above 1 at 1.2. These stocks make money more than they don't. All right, these are stocks that have a high probability of meeting or exceeding earnings. Comfort index, these are stocks that go up more than they go down. Notice that all three of these indicators are cast on a scale between 0 and 2. All of them are above 1. I'm putting you in good quality stocks. Average volume is greater than 100,000 shares. Going to want to make sure that I've got liquidity, and stock price is greater than $1. Don't want you in penny stocks. With that being said, this is sorted by CI so that these stocks that are at the top of the list are stocks that pretty much are resilient enough to keep going up. They're not susceptible to long or lengthy price declines. I run it as of today. I'm looking at the top 20 stocks in the database of over 9,500 stocks. Here are the stocks that are found. What I did do is I went through and I cherry-picked the graphs for you so you wouldn't have to. I'm going to go to the Viewers tab, and here are my top 5 stocks out of that list: CRS, AVGO, IBKR, or Interactive Brokers, Sony, and Darden. All of them are up today. Notice that these are all fundamentally sound stocks that are in uptrends with good VSTs, CIs. These are resilient stocks, and I think for the purposes of what's going on in the market right now, why not have you in some of the best stocks that we can? Some of these stocks are overvalued, though. I'm going to do a video later this week that talks and specifically talks about undervalued stocks. So look for that later in the week. So they're all buy recommendations. Let's scroll over. These have good, 3 out of the 5 have good double-digit earnings growth. And I think I'm going to take the top 3: CRS, My three that I'm going to take today after looking at the graphs was CRS, IBKR, and Darden. I want you to look at the graphs. Right click, view the stock graph. You'll see why I like these stocks. CRS hitting a new 3-month high. Love the earnings per share above value, but value is nicely rising. I like that. And above the 8 exponential moving average. Let's go to the next one. IBKR, new 3-month high. I gave a buy point of 205.34. What I'm looking at now is 12 cents higher than the high. Love the earnings per share. RT is backing it up. The stock is in an uptrend. And my last one, Darden. Man, was that an earnings? Let's go look and see. Was that earnings? That was not earnings, but nice up day today. I love that it's breaking through, close to breaking through it did break through a nice 3-month level of resistance. Nice open candle. What I'm looking for tomorrow is follow through. Love the earnings per share. These are the 3 stocks that I'm going to put into my weekly watch list. Weekly portfolio. Right click, go to add to portfolio, and I'm going to go find 2025 top weekly picks. 2025 top weekly picks. I only needed 3 stocks. Oops. I only needed 3 stocks in there. It took them away. CRS, IBKR, and DRI. Right click, add to portfolio. Let's go do this again. 2025 top weekly picks. Click on next. It's going to add those. Buy. How much money do I have to spend? Buying power, 37. Let's put 30 grand. I think it's a $50,000 portfolio. Put 30 grand in each, so 30 grand, which is 10,000 in each. Click on next. Let's open the portfolio. I actually needed 4 stocks. Sigh. All right, let's click off. I needed 4 stocks, and I got 3. I've only got 7. I got enough to put another in there. The portfolio is down. Man, oh man, that sucks. But to build this back up, I am looking at good, solid stocks. We only had 1 stock in here. When was that one? 519. We had Adobe. Adobe was already in here. Let's go. And it was down 1.85%. Because the primary wave is down, the stop I'm using is a 2% loss from the prior day's close. I want to keep the stops tight on these right now. I'm going to add one more. Let's go back to the viewers tab. Let's go look at avgo and Sony. See which one I want to add. View the stock graph. Man, avgo is right at resistance. I wonder if I take a chance. Love the rising volume. I love the earnings per share. Let's go. And that is a 3-month high on Sony. Breaking through resistance. I'm going to take Sony. Love the move on RT. Let's going to take Sony. Sony, add to portfolio. Let's go find my portfolio again. 2025 top weekly picks. And I'm going to put whatever I have left. Spend $7,800. And click on next. It added it. Let's click off. Let's click back on. And now I've got a full complement. I've got a full complement of 5 stocks at about $10,000 per. Again, the portfolio is down. I'm working on it. I am working on it. Only 1 stock, and we just put it in. It's got a ROI positive, but now we'll keep these up until next week, and we'll let you know what's going on. All right, let's move over to the Canadian market. Looking at the Canadian market, looking at the PTSE, the S&P TSX Composite, and the S&P TSX Venture. Both of these are hitting new 3-month highs, so I'm going to be bullish in the Canadian market as well. Unisearch for you guys is looking at top weekly picks. All right, and here's my 3 stocks that are up. Again, you can see the search criteria in the Canadian market. And in the Canadian market, how many stocks do I need? I only need 2 stocks. This one is down about 5.9% up today. Again, good quality stocks is what I'm looking for. So I only need 2 stocks. Let's go look at these graphs real quick. Let's see which ones I like the most. Nice move on WN. I'm going to take that one. And nice move on Loblaw. All right, I'm going to take both of these. Look at these graphs. I'm going to take WM and Loblaw. I only need 2 stocks. Let's go add to portfolio, top weekly picks for Canada. How much money do I have? $8,500. Let's go buy, spend $8,500. Click on next. Let's go look at the portfolio. This one is down again about 6%. Now I've got 5 stocks in here. All the money is all spent up. How about the stocks that we already had were already making money? FFH, since the last time we looked at it, up almost 12%. DFI up 2.6%. And Chemtrades up 0.13, about a tenth of a percent. These are the 2 that I just added. And again, we'll hold these stocks until the next week. Let's click on edit. Again, the same thing. This one is using a trailing 5% stop on these stocks. Again, I want to keep a tight stop until the market decides that it wants to really go up or not. So, folks, here are my top weekly picks. Let's go back to the viewers. In the Canadian market, I only found 3 that met the criteria for my top picks. And in the U.S. market, my top 5 picks are here. And we took 4 out of the 5 to put into the portfolio. Folks, that's it. My top weekly picks for both the U.S. and the Canadian markets and their portfolios. If you like what you saw here today, hit the like button. If you're brand new to the channel and you like the information that was shown here, I want you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon so that you'll be updated. So when new videos like this come out, every night we put out a 6 p.m. video. And again, we are running a special. If you look right on the screen, you can scan that QR code for a 99-cent trial. It gives you 30-day access to the VectorVest software. Well, folks, this video is over. And until the next time, see ya.